this is an example where we might have just got it wrong. The car thinks it's a spaceship. I don't know if you can hear that noise. And it's not just that. It's not just that. There are other issues. Let me just show you. So issue number one, which you might have just heard, is the built-in aeroplane noise. That noise, which sounds really bad, and it gets worse, and it even does it when it's out of gear, as you can hear. And then issue number two, which I've got to be honest, I've just realised it. Oh, it has got. I thought it didn't. It has got the horn, but not very much. And then the last issue on the interior, at least, is that we've got no air conditioning. We've only got warm air, which is not ideal. So, few issues. But it is a cool car. It's a Mini Cooper S. It's got the mini driving mode, so you can put it into sort of go-kart mode. Reminds me of Mario Karts. It's a nice spec car. It's got the media system built in. It's got the nav. It's got the air conditioning, climate control, heated seats, red stitching, carbon effect checker plate on the dash. So it's a nice spec car, but it's going to need some love, this car. So we'll just show you around, because we might have made a big mistake with this one. And the story with this car that I probably wanted to show, because we did something with this car that we never ever do, or we hate doing, and we had to actually reduce the price, and we reduced it by a lot, and I felt awful yesterday. I almost wanted the customer not to take it because I felt so bad, but he thought it was a really cool customer. He's like, look, I wouldn't accept it if I weren't happy. And you know, we expected it. So lovely customer, very upfront. But what had happened with this car is a good example is we've given like basically top trade price for it, which was 9.5. But that was based on the car being nice, and it's definitely not nice. So, well, it will be nice, but it's not nice at the minute. So the horn's not working very well, as you saw. There's a very loud noise. And there's other things to show you just before I leave the interior. And that is, this ain't going to be easy to valet. This is going to take a lot of valeting. It's really quite badly stained. And it's these sort of stains that are actually really, really difficult, because the rest of it, we can scrub that and we can see it's clean. That might need, actually, there's another issue. We're going to have to get the smart repairer out to recolonise that leather. But what we're going to say is it isn't easy, cleaning's hard, but with fabric like that that's stained like that, it's extremely difficult, because you can clean it and think it's clean and it dries and then it comes back through again. It's really annoying, so that needs doing, but it's everywhere. There's lots and lots of grime, so we'll have to get stuck in. But there's other big issues with this car, and it's a shame, because you look at it and you think, oh, it's a cool car. So the first thing, which is these wheels are in really bad shape. I mean, they're not just smart repair, there's two things going on. There's corrosion, and then there's damage, curb rash. But this here is corrosion, so these are going to have to go. We can't just I don't think we'll be able to smart repair these. I think they're going to have to be done, dipped and done. This door, I don't know if we can pick it up on the camera. This is maybe one of the worst things, and it's quite. I don't think customers, and generally I don't think people realise just how. So this door, if you can see it on the camera, there's a crease there coming down from this. So it looks like that's been pushed in and it's splintered the metal out. And then there's another crease here. So there's sort of two things going on, which means that it's a really, really difficult job to pull that out. It will need some filler, and then when they come to paint it, the body shop, they're going to have to paint, pretty much the side of the car for that, which is so annoying. Such a big, huge, whacking door. So that's a big issue. This wheel again is the same. And then another thing that we noticed when we're looking at this car is that tyre is dangerous, to be perfectly honest. I think if you overinflated it now, it could easily burst. But it's worth looking at your own car, because if your tyres have got cracks in, it's going to be an advisory or a fail. And I mean, I don't even know if this will be a fail, because the failure is if the cords are showing, but it's just a thing to look at and say, well, I mean, that is the curb protector. We're going to change this tyre. That on itself isn't an issue, because that's meant to be there to protect the rim. It hasn't protected the rim, as you can see. but it's supposed to. So there's loads of gouges, but if you see cracks in your tyres like that, you know, what touches the road, average car's probably just under 2 tonne, and the average car's probably got 200 brake horsepower now, and you're talking about all the 4 things that touch the road is this bit of rubber. That's the only bit that's touching the road. So for me, I'd always make sure that the bodywork's good. So yeah, that's that. We've got the door mirrors. I don't know if you can see that, Henry. The door mirrors they've turned into Spider-Man. They look like the paint sort of cracked and peeled. So it might even be better just to replace those. We're going to have to buff the bits that we don't paint. We're going to have to buff because to make it all match. This is pretty standard. Like we're not. This is normal, I guess. There's damage to the bumper here. When I say it's normal, I mean not every car has damage to the bumper, but it's not extraordinary damage. It's just damage to a bumper, which is something that happens. So this bumper's going to need painting. It's got a bit more damage down there, so just there. Sorry. So this back bumper's going to need painting. That can be done without any blending, so that's easy. Another wheel, another damaged wheel. And the other thing with the tyre on the other side, it's from 2018 as well, so it's quite old. It's 8 years old. It's quite old for a tyre. We've got there's a dent here, which is chipped. Whether we can get the dent man, and then I don't think, if I'm being honest, I don't think we'll paint that. I think we'll get the dent man on it and then just carefully touch it up, and then these door edges the same. So what we'll do with this, we'll probably touch it up, and we'll probably put a door edge protector on just to keep it all looking nice. We've got another cracked door mirror thing going on. This is all discoloured, so I'm not sure if we'll be able to try and buff that up. There's damage. I know it sounds silly, but these are quite worn, so we're probably going to have to replace the wiper arms. Another damaged alloy. And then the worst thing's the door, but the second worst thing is the bonnet, because look how big the bonnet is. It's a clamshell bonnet, so it's all the way from here. All that's huge. And what the blooming, it looks like it's been to the seaside, and in retaliation for no fish and chips, the seagulls have destroyed it. And that now is bird muck, and this is another thing to look out for, because what that's done now, it's gone straight through the lacquer. So you can probably see how dull it is around the edge. It's eaten straight through the lacquer. You can't even really feel it now because the surface is gone, but what's left is eaten through the lacquer. So that's going to need quite a big job to repair and paint that. And it's coming to this eyelet here, which is not part of the bonnet. So that also is going to need painting. So that with this car, there's a lot. So there's obviously that really loud noise going on when you're driving it. The aircon's not working. Mirror caps, bonnet, door, eyelet, bumper, 4 alloys, at least 1 tyre. So we've chipped the customer, and I felt absolutely awful, because we had to reduce the price by £1,800. But that sounds ridiculous, but our bill at the body shop with that will be over £1,200. So straight away, that's a big chunk of money gone. There's a £150 tyre. We're talking £50 a wheel plus that to get them dipped and redone. Plus the noise, which hopefully is a wheel bearing. So all in all, even though you think, gosh, 1,800 quid is a massive amount of money, but realistically, we're not going to earn any. It's not like we're going to. I guess the way to look at it is, if this car turned up and it was absolutely immaculate and we only had to give it a quick valet and stick it on display, and it was worth £1,800 more, you might think, oh, you've done well, you've nicked it, you've got it for £1,800 less. Well, no, because actually we won't. The money that we've reduced it by will only cover the prep. It won't cover any profit on top of that. If that makes sense. So it's not like if we chipped it £3,000, the prep's going to cost us a couple of grand. We've made £1,000 extra. We haven't done that. We've chipped it, reduced it by £1,800, which will, and I'm going to show you the invoices when we've done the work. It will be eaten up by prep. So for us, what would you rather have? Would you have a project like that? I mean, it's a lovely car, and it will be a lovely car when finished. But would you rather have a project like that? You might be looking at 3 weeks before we get that on display, or would you rather have a project where there's no project at all? It's just a valet and a photo, and pay £200 more? We'd obviously always rather pay £200 more, but beggars can't be choosers. The customer's been kind enough to bring it to our door, so we want to buy it. I felt awful about reducing the price, but what we're going to do is take it on a journey, not in the car because I'm worried that tyre's going to blow, but we'll take you on a journey as we prep this car. And one of the things, because another thing that's dawned on me recently is we're, even internally now, we're struggling to prep a car for less than £1,000. Like, there's very rare we're prepping a car for less than £1,000. And that's just the cost of the parts that's going up and up and up and up and up. Keys, a spare key, everything. Oh, it doesn't matter, there's a spare key, or one of the keys doesn't work. I mean, this Mini's got 2 keys and they both work. But a spare key on a German car now is £500 minimum. £600 really when you consider coding. So even that, it's just a spare key, £600. So the whole cost of preparing cars is just going through the roof. So I think it'll be an interesting one. Interesting one because I think we're going to make this into a really pretty car, because it is a pretty car. We've told you the bad bits, but the good bits, it's got John Cooper Works brakes, John Cooper Works styling, it's got the red mirrors, although they might be aftermarket, and the red roof. It's got the upgrade John Cooper Works alloys. It's got John Cooper interior, including the kick plate, including the seats. So this is going to be a Mecca Ace car, but we're going to show you the journey, because we're going to have to get the trim man, the alloy man, the touch-ups. Henry and his team will probably spend 4 or 5 hours on this car, because by the time they've done all, I've just noticed another little mark. It doesn't matter because we're painting the bumper, but yeah, another. It's broad as it is long. It won't cost any more to paint, but there's another damage there. But for the guys to develop this, and this is another thing people don't realise, they're probably going to spend 4 or 5 hours, because it's things like, just sounds stupid, but scrubbing that all into there, all there. So even just things like that, just scrubbing all that and getting it all clean, and the seats. So we're definitely going to have to. I'm looking more at these. We're definitely going to have to get these reconalised, because there's not a lot we can do about that edging there, unfortunately. But we can get rid of the majority of that, not without fully retrimming it, which we just can't do. Yeah, so it's going to be a hell of a job to clean it. We'll see what getting it on a ramp unearths, because there might be more than we think. Hopefully there isn't. Hopefully it's just the wheel bearing and whatever else it is. But we'll get it on a ramp, and we'll get it to the body shop, and we'll sort of show you that. And the other thing about it is, there's only one service. I mean, even in there, I was just trying to show you that cup holder, but just the grime in the bottom of there, it doesn't sound like much. It's in a particularly dirty car, but even that, just a lot of work to get all that sort of stuff, moss in here, just to get it all clean. So this will be an interesting project, I think, this car, that we oh gosh, I found something else. I better shut the door if I find any more. But it'll be an interesting one, because by the time it's done, it's going to be a really pretty car. Hopefully we do it in budget and we make money out of it, hopefully, because otherwise it'll be another case where we bought a car and sold a car for naught, which is quite a regular occurrence now. And the regular occurrence is largely because of the cost of parts. Yeah, I mean, the bumper's worse. As I say, it doesn't matter because it's getting painted, but there's damage all over the bumper. There's damage on this trim, which we've not noticed. Which again, we might have to get smart repaired. So there's just a lot to preparing a car that I guess you don't realise. I mean, even that, just if that was missing, you think, oh, it's just the parcel shelf. But even that, probably to get a second one off eBay, you're probably talking a couple £100. And that's what kills us. It's all that sort of stuff, wiper blades, it's all that sort of stuff that kills us. But this is a cool car. And when we've done it, it'll be a really cool car. And it'll be an interesting journey. And to be honest, as much as it's annoying, well, not annoying, it'd be easier just to, as I've said, just to whack it straight on display, photo it, get it straight on display, even with a thinner margin. But it's always very rewarding when you turn a car around. So when this looks gleaming and all polished up and $1 million, it is very, very rewarding. So, you know, that is the good and the bad. The bad is it's going to take longer. But the trouble at the moment with the way the market's moving is, this being off sale for 3 to 4 weeks, it might lose, unfortunately. It could lose £500 because the prices are moving. So that's the other side of it, that, you know, we're up against it. I've just noticed something else. Even that we're going to have to use it. So to bring this plastic back to life, we have got some restore gels, but we'll probably have to use a heat gun. Henry did it on a car. It took him he did it on a Honda Civic. It took him about 5 hours. So you have to heat all that up. It's, you know, it's step by step. The end of the heat gun's about that big, so you know, it's hours to do that. But yeah, that's another thing, just to get that brought back up to so it's all back to how it should be. So a lot of work to do. It'll be an interesting one, and let's see what it looks like in the end, and hopefully it looks good enough to warrant all the work and the effort. But yeah, it's definitely more challenging, and I definitely think that like we're in the job and we still get caught out on how much stuff costs. Like we still get it every single day. I'm like, what? It costs that much? So get it from a customer's point of view. You think, oh, it's only a parcel shelf, it's only a spare key, it's only a set of mats, whatever. But stuff is so expensive now. So yeah, this is going to be an exciting one. So watch this space for a nice shiny Mini Cooper, John Cooper Works. And the other thing, because it's limited service history, we have to do that bit more when we prep it as well. So if that was full mini history, we're thinking, oh, it's quite cool that we just do what it needs. You know what the on this service it needs a cabin filter, and you know it's easy. But because it hasn't got the best service history, that's another thing that we have to spend extra time checking things out. Oh no, not more damage. Nope, that's just a bit of tape or glue or something. Yeah, so we will get this car ready. It will make an interesting project, and let's see how it all unfolds. Hopefully it turns out to be a nice car. One last thing, people who put these on the vents, we're getting a lot of vents broken because they're quite, build quality's just gone downhill on everything, on cars in general. I'm showing my age. And also the ones that have got liquid in, they do damage the plastic, so then it drops to the liquid and the plastic gets sort of just like burns into it. So it's another thing, just don't use air fresheners if you can help it, unless you're really pongy. Right, thank you.